Hi! Oh my gosh, it's been so long. I feel super awkward talking to myself right now because it's been probably 2 months since I've actually sat down and filmed a video. Man, I haven't done this in a while, so excuse me if I'm terribly awkward. But I just wanted to make an update video since I haven't been around for a while. And I just first want to thank every single person who has reached out to me, either leaving a comment here on YouTube, tweeting me, Instagramming me, sending me DMs on there, Facebook messages, and especially letters in my P.O. box. I am just overwhelmed with love, and you guys helped get me through the hardest thing that I've gone through in my life so far, and I will be forever grateful to each and every one of you. I also want to apologize for not getting back to every single comment and direct message and also snail mail that I've received. I promise I will respond to every single person. I'm just now, I don't know, you know, they say that like time heals everything and like time makes things better, but honestly, right now, I'm gonna try not to cry. I honestly feel like time is making it worse for me. Like, the longer I go on in my life and realize that my dad isn't here and that I can't talk to him, it feels worse. So I honestly, I feel sadder now than I did when I first found out that he passed, which sounds so weird, and I don't know like, if I'm crazy or what, but it seems to be getting worse. So I just wanted to say that, like, when I go to respond to your messages, which I do appreciate so much more than you'll ever know, or write back to your letter, I don't want it to be just like a thanks and like, you know, I don't want to write it off like that. Like, you put so much of yourselves into these letters and comments and so many of your own experiences that I want to give you just as much. But right now, I just can't. I'm not in the right headspace to do that. So as soon as it gets easier for me to kind of go back to that place and respond to you guys, I 100% will. So thank you for being so patient and understanding with me. Please don't think that I'm taking anything that you've said to me for granted, because it honestly means everything, you know, just hearing your stories and everything like that. But for me to write a response that I want to write, I just start crying, and it's, you know, I'm trying to not do that as much as possible and kind of, you know, go on with my life as happily as I can. So I hope you guys understand. All right, so the next order of business is Shrek, because last I talked to you, I was in a production of Shrek, and I'm so blessed, and I feel so lucky that I was able to be a part of that production, because when my dad passed, I was able to do a show that day, and they were like, oh my gosh, like, you don't have to do this, like, go home, and I was like, no, I'm doing the show, because for me, I need to keep my mind occupied. Like, I can't just sit around and like dwell on things that have happened. I need to keep moving and keep doing things. And Shrek was just such a blessing for me because, you know, I left to New Mexico to do my dad's funeral arrangements and everything, and being able to come back and have 2 more weeks of shows and 2 more weeks with just these amazing people, and our cast was just so bonded and so close that it made everything just honestly so much easier during that time. So Shrek was amazing. We actually broke a record for the most attended show here in our area, with over 8,000 people coming to see it, which was insane and amazing, and it was honestly one of the best theatrical experiences that I've ever had, and I'm so blessed that it was during the time that it was, because it helped me so much. I don't know what I would have done had I not had Shrek. So that has closed. and I miss my cast dearly, but right when that closed, school started up, and for both work and me going to college. I will be in college for the rest of my life, just in case you're wondering. That's what it feels like anyway. But so that started up, so I'm super busy with that. And yeah, so work and school and also doing acting as well. Everything is just kind of blown up and been really crazy. So I'm so glad to get back to making videos though. So yay! I think that I have to address that I honestly never thought I would have to address is the drama that has happened. And if you don't know what the drama is, just take a moment, put your hands together, and just thank Jesus. Just thank him. Thank you. Because it's there are no words to describe this drama. So this is my story. This is my side, and this is all I'm ever going to say about it. I thought that like when I posted my thing on Instagram, that would be it. I'd never have to bring it up again. I thought when I brought it up on Twitter, I'd never have to bring it up again. But I guess YouTube is the platform that most people are going to watch. So here it is. Here's my story, and that's it. I honestly never want to speak about this girl again. I never want to think about this girl again. I just, blah, be gone. Be gone. But, so, this is what happened, okay? And why I'm making this video is, one, because her boyfriend, or fiance, or whoever he is, tagged me in an Instagram post, and I'll get into that later. And two, because I've just been getting inundated with questions about it, and I know that if I don't bring it up, under every video, it's just going to be like, what happened with this? What happened with this? So I just want to get it out in the open, tell my truth, and then let it be. You know what I mean? Whatever happens, happens. So here we go. We're going to rewind back to when I first met this girl. We're not even going to say her name, okay? When I first met this girl, it was through YouTube, and she seemed extremely nice. She seemed so nice, so sweet, so kind and caring and awesome. And I was like, sweet, I made a YouTube friend, because I'm always up for making new friends, and especially people who do YouTube, because you know, my real life friends, they don't do YouTube. So you know, it's hard to talk to them about like YouTube problems or whatever. So it's really fun to have someone who does this with you, you know, and knows like all that goes into it, right? So I was like, okay, cool, she's really awesome. So we talked online and through text messages for a while, and then we did a couple of swaps. Both of those went fine, they went great. And by text, this girl was so kind and so nice, and I was like, okay, awesome, this is really cool. So fast forward to Shannon's bridal shower. Me and this girl were gonna go to her bridal shower, and so I can't remember which one of us said it, but we were like, we should ride together because we're not going to know anyone else there. It's going to be kind of awkward. It's just going to be like her friends and family. And at this point, I didn't know that like Trisha or Kristen or Jesse or any other YouTubers were going to be there. I literally thought it was just me and this other girl. So I was like, this is going to be really kind of awkward if we just go in and we're just like the random YouTubers there. So we decided to drive together. So everything's fine. Like we're texting like right up until the time that I'm going to meet her at the hotel. Everything's fine. So I get to the hotel and she comes down the stairs and I'm like, hey, how are you? And she's just like, hi. I'm like, hi. And she was like, my boyfriend or whatever, she said his name. I don't want to say his name. So-and-so is driving us because I just feel awful. I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? She was like, just so hungover. I just feel so gross. Like I almost didn't come to the bridal shower. I feel awful. So I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Fine, whatever. So he comes and picks us up, and I'm sitting in the back of their car, and she really doesn't talk to me that much. It's kind of awkward. He talks to me. He's like trying to make small talk. And he was totally fine. And, you know, asking me about YouTube and whatever. Blah, blah, blah. So the ride there was like kind of awkward, because I don't know this guy. I don't know her either, really. So, like, I could have gotten murdered, but thankfully I didn't. Don't get in cars with people that you've just met on the internet, kids. Word of wisdom. So I get in the car, we get there really early, to where people are like setting up the shower still, and there's like this vegan restaurant across the street. So I'm like, why don't we just go over and like have a drink at this vegan restaurant and wait for them to set up, because I'm not going to go over there and be the only one sitting over there, you know? So she was like, okay, that's fine. And she doesn't really speak to me unless her camera is out. And I think you may be able to see this in her vlog. But all of a sudden, like, she hasn't talked to me, maybe a couple words here and there, and then she busts out her camera and she's like, do you have anything to say to my love bugs? And I think, like, literally the words I say were, no. Because I was just so confused. Because I was like, like, what? Like, we weren't really talking, and then all of a sudden there's a camera in my face, and you're like, do you have anything to say to my love bugs? I'm like, no, you didn't have anything to say to me, like, 5 seconds ago. I was just weird. So anyway, I think that's still up in her vlog, and I got a lot of crap for that in her video. Like, people were like, that girl seems like such a biatch. But I'm not. I was just honestly taken aback, and confused. So honestly, through that whole day, through the whole bridal shower, the only time that she really spoke to me was when her camera was out, which again is why I just felt odd. And I thought, you know, maybe it is because she's hungover and she's sick, and, you know, she wants, you know, to have some good videos for her channel, so she's gonna try to seem really peppy and happy on her channel, but, you know, in real life, she's actually feeling like crap. So I didn't think too terribly much into it. And everyone at the bridal shower can, like, attest to the fact that she didn't really speak at all. She just sat there. She sat next to me, and in a lot of the footage, a lot of people were like, wow, Sarah looks really uncomfortable. What's wrong with Sarah? I was uncomfortable. Like, I looked uncomfortable because I was uncomfortable. Because I'm sitting next to this girl who was totally fine talking to me on text, and now she's not saying anything unless her camera's on my face. So I'm getting weird vibes from her, and she's saying things that are just off and just weird, but I'm letting it go because I'm like, she's hungover, like, she's tired, you know, whatever. But I feel awkward because I'm the type of person that if I come with someone, or if someone is my friend and they're not talking, like, I feel obligated to, like, get them in on the conversation. And so when I'm talking to, you know, anyone around, like, I'm trying to get her in on the conversation, and she's not really picking up on those cues. So it's just weird and awkward, and I was just like, cool, I'll just sit here awkwardly. So that whole thing was weird. She left the bridal shower early, and, that was kind of a blessing in disguise, because at that point I really got to talk to Kristen and Jesse and Shannon a lot more, because I wasn't, like, trying to help, you know, this girl be social. And so I didn't think much of it, you know. At that point I thought, okay, she's literally just very socially awkward, and or hungover, and or a combination of both. So whatever. So didn't think much of it. The next day, we're supposed to go to RuPaul's drag convention. And my best friend from 7th grade, Chrissy, had come from New Mexico to stay in LA to go to the drag convention with me. And so Chrissy and I were going. Amber was already there with her boyfriend. And so we get there, and I thought, like, okay, like, she's gonna feel better. She's going to, everything's just gonna be better, right? Wrong again, Sarah. She was just as, I mean, the way that I can explain her personality towards me and my friend is very cold and distant and just uninterested. So, you know, there's that. So we're walking around, and again, I'm like trying to make small talk with her, and she's trying to film things, and so I'm trying to make that as, you know, not as awkward as possible, and it's just weird. And at one point my friend and I go over to this little makeup area, and she's on the other side, and my best friend goes, who is that? She is such a boo. And I'm like, I am like, I know her from YouTube, and I told my friend, I was like, I think she's just really socially awkward and really shy. And my friend was like, she is so rude. She's just rude. And I was like, I know, like, I don't know, like, you know, it was just an awkward situation. So I was like, I'm so sorry, Chrissy, like, I don't know. So Chrissy would try to talk to this girl, and this girl would just kind of look at her and not respond, or one-word responses. It was really weird, and that is when I was like, okay, this is not okay. Like, this is beyond socially awkward. Like, you're just being rude. And if Chrissy would try to, like, come in on the conversation, this girl would, like, boot her out and, like, be in my business. And so it was just very odd, very awkward. She made some very, just not nice comments about drag queens and the people that were at Dragcon. And that was kind of the last straw for me. She said someone had, like, bumped into her shoulder or something like that, a queen. And the queen was like, oh, sorry. You know, it's packed in there. Like, people are going to bump into you, whatever. And she just goes, ugh. She was like, everyone here is so rude. Probably because I'm a real girl. I was just like, okay, bye. Like, that was it. I was like, okay, well, me and Chrissy are going to go, like, watch this taping upstairs. So, you know, bye. Nice to meet you. See you later. So they were like, okay, well, we're just gonna go. So they stayed at Drag Convention for maybe 15 minutes. All of that happened in 15 minutes. And then we left, we hugged, and I said goodbye, and that was it. And I didn't really think about it ever again, honestly, because I was like, at Drag Convention, I was so happy, and, you know, whatever happened with that girl, she was gone. So for whatever reason, like, I still brushed that off, and I thought, you know what, maybe she was having a bad weekend. I don't know, because immediately after she left, she texted me, or maybe not immediately after, but at some point she texted me, and she was back to being, like, her normal, kind self. So I was like, okay, like, she just doesn't know how to talk to people. Cool, that's fine. So I didn't think about that anymore. So, like, fast forward, like, 3 months, and my dad passes away. And I get calls and texts and messages from everybody. I mean, people I haven't talked to in years, and of course, like, all of my close friends. And I feel that, like, when you claim to be someone's good friend, or you claim to be a friend to someone, when one of your friends' parents passes away, that is a time in life where you reach out to that person personally, not through Twitter, not through Instagram, but call or text. You know, Bree had told Amber, oh my gosh, Sarah's dad passed away, I think July 19th, like the day it happened. And Amber didn't say a word to me via text, or she didn't call me or anything. I think she said something on Twitter, until August 10th, when I reached out to her to see how she was doing, because still, and this is the stupid thing, like, I'm saying all of these things that went wrong and that were red flags to me, but yet I still tried to be this girl's friend because, you know, I believe in second chances, and I try to see the good in everybody, and I just honestly wanted to be her friend, and that's it. And so, I reached out to her, and she was like, yeah, I hope you're doing well, I hope you're doing well, and, you know, I've heard of everything that happens, and whatever. So, that was kind of like strike 4 or 5 or whatever. Like, you didn't even care enough to call or text me. Like, that's really messed up. But then, after, you know, everyone went away for Shannon's wedding weekend, I couldn't attend because, you know, my dad had passed away. He did not have life insurance. I had to pay for, you know, just a lot of stuff, and I didn't have the finances to be able to fly to, you know, California, get a hotel, get a rental car, and all of that stuff. So I was not able to attend. When they came back from the weekend, I got about 3 or 4 different text messages from people at different times saying, like, oh my gosh, like, your friend is not who you think she is, like, this is not okay, like, she was talking badly about you, so on and so forth. So I talked to several different people, and they all had the same story to tell of what she said about me. Just saying very rude, nasty, false things about me when I wasn't even there to defend myself or say anything different, you know? And that was the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, right? All of these things had happened, and I kept brushing it off, and then I hear from multiple different sources, it wasn't just one person, it wasn't two, it wasn't three, it was like 4 people saying the same thing. And I was like, that's it. Like, I wash my hands of this girl. I'm done. Like, she was never a good friend to me to begin with, and this is the last straw. And so what I did was I unfriended her from every social media, and I deleted her out of my phone, and I said, that's it. That's it. I'm done. And that was going to be it. I thought, I have taken her out of my life. You know, yay. The end. All uphill from here. No. She ended up, I don't know what happened on Snapchat or something. She was on Snapchat crying, and then before I know it, her boyfriend or whoever he is tags me in an Instagram post that says, congratulations, you know, you've made a woman cry, you've made her feel like crap, you've bullied her, blah, blah, all this stuff. And I'm like, whoa, excuse me? So I was not going to say anything. Right, because all I wanted to do was cut this toxic person out of my life. That's all I wanted to do. Cut the cord, goodbye, go on your way, I'll go on mine. But since he brought my name into it, now all of these people are coming to me like, oh my God, what did you do? You're so mean, you're such a mean girl. And I'm like, what? How did I become the mean girl when I wasn't even there? And 2, all I did was I didn't want to be your friend anymore. So then I made an Instagram post that basically said why I did not want to be her friend anymore, and I thought that would be the end. Then this girl kept texting me and texting me and texting me and texting me. So I responded almost verbatim what I put in my Instagram post. This is why I do not want to be your friend anymore. Thank you. Goodbye. Texting me. And supposedly it was a mistake. She meant to send these texts to someone else, but whatever. They came to me and they were pertinent for, you know, whatever. So basically that's all that happened. The short story is, you guys, this person was not a good friend to me, and life is too short to have someone who's going to backstab you, who is going to talk about you behind your back, who is not going to be kind to your other friends. Life is too short to have someone like that in your life, and a lot of people have said to me, you know, that's very cruel that you would just cut someone off like that. That's very cruel. You know what? I wouldn't have cut someone off had they been a good friend from the start. If she had been a great friend and been so kind and so amazing to me and very nice to my best friend and very nice to the people at Dragcon and, you know, talked to me and, you know, checked in on me when my father passed away and, you know, just did things that a friend does, in my opinion. And then I heard, you know, a rumor from one person, then of course I would have gone and talked to her and been like, hey, this is what happened, like, tell me your side of the story. But at this point, this girl didn't mean much in my life, and that sounds harsh, whatever, be that as it may. She didn't mean a whole lot, you know? She was this girl that I met on the internet who wasn't very kind. And then I heard that she, you know, from multiple different sources, that she was saying very negative, bad, hurtful things about me and other people. And I will not have those types of people in my life, okay? If you're fake, I mean, I don't have time for fake people. I don't have time for bullshit. I don't have time for backstabbing. I don't have time for any of it. If I feel that you are not bringing me positivity and bringing me up in my life, I will cut you out so fast. And that's just me. And you can say it's cruel and you can say that it's mean and whatever you want to say. But at the end of the day, you deserve to have people, and I deserve to have people in my life that bring me happiness, that care about me, that are genuine, and that are going to stick up for me. And, you know, that's what a friend is, you know? A friend isn't someone that you talk to once in a while on the internet, and then you find out that they say bad things about you. That's not a friend. you deserve, and I deserve, genuine, kind, positive people in my life. And those were the only people allowed in my life. If you don't meet that criteria, then you don't get to come into my life. So that's it, you guys. That is the last time I'm going to talk about this. That is everything that has happened. I do not wish any ill will towards this girl. I don't hate this girl. I mean, honestly, I don't want to be friends with her anymore. And I do not want to be her friend. That doesn't mean that I, wish her harm or something like that. No. I just honestly wanted her out of my life because she was not, she wasn't bringing me anything good. And so I'm not going to waste my energy on someone like that. So I tried to be friends with her literally up until the minute that I heard what she said about me from multiple people. So, that's that, you guys. If you have a friend like that in your life, I suggest you cut them out because they're not a friend. Friends don't do the things that she did. And that's just a fact. So anyway, that is the last time I will be speaking about this. And I hope you guys have an amazing day, an amazing night, whatever time it is there. I love you all so much. And thank you so much for sticking around on my channel and being a part of this really long update story. Bye, guys. Love you.